Welcome to Nationwide News on the network service of the NTA. I am Nolene Ebel Ame. Let's begin the broadcast from the Ministry of Information and National Orientation, where the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has advised opposition political parties in Nigeria to shun unnecessary criticism capable of distracting governance. While playing host to the national leadership of Inter-Party Advisory Council IPAC, he reaffirmed that President Tinubu still maintains his status as a Democrat and proponent of a healthy democratic nation. Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara reports.
In their quest to build on the gains of the nation's 25 years of democracy, IPAC, a group of Nigerians from across the political parties, are intensifying efforts to get the commitment of stakeholders to key into its proposed documentary project aimed to promote national unity and uplift the nation's political history.
This project aims to tell our story to the younger generation, particularly Gen Z, through the powerful medium of faith. It will serve as an educational resource, a unifying force, and a reminder of the importance of democracy in shaping Nigerian progress.
This development, the government spokesperson agreed, is in line with ongoing efforts towards a national rebirth.
And so we feel happy that all of you are not just coming together to oppose the government of the day. You are coming together to collaborate with the government of the day. I will tell you that President Bola Tinubu, being a Democrat himself, respects healthy competition because that is what allows democracy to grow. But he also recognizes the need for us to also come together as a people for the purpose of growing our own nation. Without peace, without tranquility, without unity, without us all coming together, there will be no nation for us in the first place. And if we don't have a Nigeria, a stable Nigeria, we cannot have any political party.
Leadership of the Inter-Party Advisory Council is assured of the ministry's support as the nation's image promoter. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
And talking security, the Nigerian Army War College is committed to conducting research on topical issues that will formulate strategies for addressing the country's complex security challenges in line with the global best practice. Commandant of the college, Major General Umar Muhammad Al-Khali, stated this when he led the participants of Course 9 of 2025 to Bauchi State. Awal Abdullahi reports.
This is part of study tour by the participants of Course 9 under the Nigerian Army War College, which has the mandate of preparing senior military officers for responsibilities at the operational level. This their tour to Bauchi State is to develop the participants' skills about the execution of their military operations by taking into account the complexities of modern warfare.
This is to enable participants to solve so that they will understand and they are molded to be able to solve complex national security problems that are not given to one straitjacketed solutions.
In his presentation on the need for more synergy between security agencies, the Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed commended the interface with stakeholders, especially the grassroots communities.
We came and established a relationship between all the stakeholders in the state. With that, we are able to come with a feedback mechanism, reward and punishment system.
Ensuring a comprehensive approach to achieving strategic military objectives to enable them to make an informed decisions in complex and dynamic environments is the target of the tour by the participants from within and outside the country. In Bauchi, Awal Abdullahi, NTA News.
From Bauchi, we take you to Birnin Kebbi, where the Kebbi state government is collaborating with the Nigerian army to establish an army base in Arewa local government area in order to provide prompt action to security challenges in the area. Governor Nasir Idris announced this during a condolence visit to an IDP camp in the area. Correspondent Abdul Jalil Muhammad Bawa reports.
Recently, Lakurawa terrorists invaded Dogon Daji, Dammarke, Ergoru, Tembo, Birnin Debi, Garin Naguru, and Garin Rugga villages in Arewa local government area of Kebbi State, killing 11 people and destroying the communities. This led to the villagers fleeing for safety and shelter. Consequently, the Kebbi State government established an IDP camp in Arewa local government area to cater for the people until peace is restored in the villages.
In Birnin Debi, only 2 houses were not burned, but even our mosque was burned to ashes.
Government should please help us with shelter. That is why we are here.
Governor Nasir Idris, during a condolence visit to the IDPs in Arewa, reiterated the state government's effort to ensure normalcy is restored so that the people can return to their communities.
We are not happy with what we saw here. And some of the women has even delivered. About 4 women have delivered. So you can see that what has happened. And we have put machineries in motion to ensure that all those villages will scare them.
The Lakurawa sect is suspected to have invaded the villages from the borders of Niger Republic. In Birnin Kebbi, Abdul Jalil Muhammad Ba, NTA News.
In other development, the 43rd ECOWAS Chiefs of Defense Staff meeting ends in Abuja with a strong commitment to combat terrorism and other trans-border crimes. Chairman of the committee and Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, says the platform provides avenue to critically examine resolutions of the last meeting and prescribe measures to combat emerging regional security threats.
I am delighted to note that this meeting has been most rewarding. Deliberations have been sincere and forthright, with our collective security being accorded the desired priority. Our gathering over the past 3 days has been geared at promoting regional security, cooperation within the ECOWAS community, and forging common front in addressing our security challenges.
Similarly, the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Muhammad, enjoins ECOWAS Chiefs of Defense Staff to strengthen military collaboration, intelligence sharing and capacity building to safeguard the region and its people. He was speaking during an event organized by the Defense Headquarters for the 43rd Ordinary ECOWAS Committee of Chiefs of Defense Staff in Abuja.
Our dedication to strengthening military collaboration, intelligence sharing, and the capacity building to safeguard our nation and people.
We know the challenges we're facing and how important it is for us to cooperate and collaborate together, as no nation, no single nation or single entity can confront the challenges we're having. We need to work together as brothers and sisters.
The Chief of Defense Staff says the prevailing security challenges facing the sub-region require collaborative efforts of all the affected countries to build a safe and prosperous West Africa. In its drive to rid the state of kidnapping, the Edo State government has again demolished buildings in Iseriri area in some local government area of Edo State, which house kidnapped victims. Goodluck Enaini reports.
The building is said to be owned by a septuagenarian, Karimu Audu, alleged to be an informant to the kidnappers. Special advisor on security to Governor Okpewolo, Paul Ahere, explained that the decision followed a thorough investigation indicting Pa Karimu Audu
The kidnappers are said to have been terrorizing parts of the state. The special advisor on security described the demolition exercise, among others, as a stern warning to others involved in such activities.
Let this one be a warning to everybody in this state. If you see kidnapper, say something. If you conspire with a kidnapper, your day will come. And today we are here because he conspired with a kidnapper.
The demolition in a Siriri area in Owa East local government area is coming 2 days after the demolition of 2 buildings in Ile Ekpoma, Esa Southwest, and Uromi, Esa Northeast local government areas, respectively. The state government, through the recent amended anti-kidnapping laws, which allows for the demolition of property used for keeping kidnapped victims, reiterates its resolve to keep Edo safe. In Benin, Goodluck Enaini, NTA News.
National Park Service and the Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons are forging an alliance that will birth a united front against the proliferation of small and light arms in Nigeria. The 2 agencies, during their meeting at the National Park Service in Abuja, laid bare the stark realities of this problem and the urgent need for a coordinated response in the vast, verdant expanses of Nigeria forests and national parks used by the criminals. Charles Alpha reports.
Once considered sanctuaries of biodiversity have now become silent battlegrounds in the nation's struggle to arrest the problem of smuggling and illegal flow of weapons that threaten both wildlife and human security. Director General of the Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons, Johnson Babatunde Kokumo, bearing this in mind, led a team to the National Park Service headquarters in Abuja in search of collaboration. Intelligence, he told the Conservator General of Park, indicates that Nigeria's vast forests have become the preferred routes for arms smugglers exploiting the very borders they are tasked to protect.
And we have equally identified forest routes. And that is why we are here, to collaborate efforts to fight the criminal elements.
Conservator General of Park Service, Ibrahim Goni, on his part, identified inadequate firearms as one of the challenges park rangers are confronted with in an attempt to combat the problems of logging, illegal mining activities, banditry, and insurgency.
I want to request that the office of the NSA looks into the issue of strengthening the national parks by way of providing more ammunition.
The National Park Service was of the view that desks for arms-bearing agencies in the office of the National Security Advisor be set up for easy communication. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
And talking power now, the electricity supply to the entire Bayelsa state and parts of River State has been cut off following vandalism of 4 towers along Owerri-Ahoda transmission line. The incident disrupted power supply to the Ahoda, Bagren and Yenagwa substations, thereby affecting supply to the 2 states. Transmission Company of Nigeria TCN says it is mobilizing personnel and materials for immediate repair of the vandalized towers so as to restore electricity to the affected areas. Now, as part of sustained efforts to ease the burden of Ramadan for vulnerable households, the wife of the Sokoto State Governor, Fatima Aliu, has distributed food supplements to 200 women groups across the state. The initiative, carried out under the Renewed Hope Initiative, led by Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, reflects a strategic partnership between the federal and Sokoto state governments to support women and families during the holy month. Bashir Ibrahim Nababa reports.
This is a collaborative effort of the federal government and the states 1,000 women drawn from 200 groups each received cooking oil, 25 kg and 10 kg bags of assorted rice. Other food supplements include 2 cartons of spaghetti, milk, macaroni, salt, seasoning and tomato paste.
Essential items that will help alleviate.
Wife of Sokoto State Governor Fatima Ahmed Ali, who flagged off the distribution, reaffirmed her husband's administration's commitment to improving the lives of women and the populace.
Our administration is committed to supporting initiatives that promote the welfare and empowerment of women. We believe that when women are supported, entire communities benefit.
Commissioner for Women Affairs, Sokoto State, Hadiza Shagari, highlighted the ministry's empowerment efforts, noting that over 500 women have been trained in various trades to promote self-reliance.
We have supported 3,000 women last year under this very initiative. May Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to bless Nigeria with peace, prosperity and progress.
APC women leader and wife of Sokoto State Speaker, House of Assembly, acknowledged the governor's delivery of people-oriented initiatives. Some of the beneficiaries expressed gratitude, describing the gesture as timely. The distribution is a follow-up of similar support given to 3,000 women recently. From Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nawaba, NTA News.
Now let's join Dalhatu Abdullahi for an insight into the series of Ramadan relief initiatives reaching underprivileged individuals across Sokoto State, courtesy of the state government and philanthropists. Hello, Dalhatu. This is a commendable initiative. Can you speak to us further on this and how receptive are the target individuals concerning the hand of fellowship extended to them by the government and other donors?
Hello, good evening and welcome to Sokoto, the seat of the Caliphate. The Ramadan feeding program was being initiated since 2008 during the administration of Governor Aliyu Magatakarda Wamako. The program has been sustained by the successive administrations by increasing the number of Ramadan feeding centers on annual basis within the Sokoto metropolis. For this year, the program came with a number of initiatives by the Ahmed Aliyu-led administration in Sokoto State. It started by increasing the number of Ramadan feeding programs, feeding centers within the Sokoto metropolis from 135 to 155 within Sokoto metropolis to ease the Ramadan feeding program for the less privileged members of the society and the destitutes. However, the Sokoto State government had keyed into it so much at the eve of the commencement of Ramadan fasting. It entered into partnership with signing an agreement of memorandum of understanding with the traders associations to bring down the prices of essential commodities during the Ramadan fast. And with that, the government intended to support the traders unions, traders associations with cash support to ensure that they implement the effectiveness of the agreement to the fullest for the benefit of the entire population, particularly the less privileged members of the society and the low-income earners. The state government also distributed food stuff and cash assistance to 9,200 Quranic Islamic scholars across the state from the 23 local government areas to enhance their Ramadan preaching throughout the months of Ramadan. And also, the state government distributed food assistance as Ramadan package to 77,000 internally displaced persons across the state government. The data was captured by the committee set up by the state government a few months ago before the commencement of Ramadan to take the inventory of the exact and comprehensive data of all the internally displaced persons from across local government areas of Sokoto State, where the local governments within the Sokoto Eastern axis suffered the worst, having the largest number of internally displaced persons of more than 25,000 in Sabon-Birni local government. East local government following with over 1,500 displaced families, followed by Goronyo local government and the Raba local government having their own shares. In addition to that, all the local governments within the eastern axis, including Gada, Elela, Godabawa, are all having their shares, including Wurnu and the Kweli, shares of entirely displaced persons. The state government also, through the Zakat and the Waqf Commission agency, distributed food package as Ramadan package to 9,200 orphans from across 87 district chiefdoms in Sokoto State. The distribution was flagged off at Government House, where the local government council will collect the consignments for onward allocation to the district heads for onward distributing to all orphans across their chiefdoms. Just within this Ramadan, the Minister of Youth, Olawande, and Sheyi Bola Tinubu came to Sokoto and had iftar, that is breakfast, was used in Sokoto State and distributed a number of Ramadan packages to less privileged members of the society, including the youth. The state government, through the state, also the state government, extends opening of Ramadan feeding centers to 244 wards, political wards across the state, with 5 million naira going to each of the centers opened in any political ward across Sokoto State. In addition to opening 27 additional separate Ramadan feeding program centers for people living with disability to ensure that the program cuts across all sectors of the society without discrimination.
Very well, Dalatu. Thank you so much for the extensive briefing on the Ramadan package from Sokoto State, donated, of course, by the federal government, the state government, and well-meaning Nigerians. We appreciate you for that. All right, from Sokoto, we take you to Lagos, where Hingino John Adams is in our studio there to give us more reports on Nationwide. Hello, Hingino.
Thank you, Nolin. Members of the public, especially foreign companies seeking products registration, have been warned to be wary of fake websites being used to impersonate the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, to fraudulently obtain money for issuance of licenses and other documents. Director General NAFDAC, Professor Mojishola Adeyeye, who made this known at a media briefing in Lagos, says 2 suspects have been arrested and are being investigated for obtaining over $1 million from some foreign companies under false pretense. Joel Mukola has the reports.
As it is waging war against fake drugs and importation of banned substances, NAFDAC is also tackling impersonation. Director General of the agency says the 2 suspects were arrested following a petition filed by Tani Al Mahin Trading Group based in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, of a likely case of impersonation of NAFDAC and the use of the agency's letterhead by criminal elements following effort to register dry fish by the company. The syndicates, who are based in Abia, according to the Director General of NAFDAC, received over 26 million naira under false pretense from the company, while other foreign companies were also scammed of millions of naira and huge amounts of money in foreign currency. The syndicate operates 15 domiciliary accounts and 5 local accounts in 7 Nigerian banks, with only 1 account linked to a BVN.
The tentative cumulative inflow from different victims into the domiciliary accounts in Nigeria is estimated to be $950,000, while the sum of $450,000 is the estimated inflow into the accounts held offshore in Cotonou, Benin Republic. Just before this press conference, an alert of $75,000 was received in one of the domiciliary accounts.
The DG enjoins members of the public not to transact business with those parading themselves as consulting firms for registration of products, adding that the agency's communication channels are open for inquiries.
This case will be transferred to EFCC for further investigation. This is to expand the investigation to other areas that are not within our mandate.
The NAFDAC DG assured that the battle against fake and unwholesome products is gathering momentum, noting that the agency has continued to intercept banned and harmful drugs from circulation. In Lagos, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
Fasting, which is a period of partial or total restriction from all or selected foods, is usually done as part of dieting for weight loss or religious reasons. It is, however, believed that fasting, if done right, can have health benefits. Adejoke Odeka tells us more.
The human body, which is a complex biological structure made of cells, tissues, organs that work together to carry out various functions, require adequate food for the sustenance of life, provision of energy and nutrients needed for growth, repair, and overall health. But are you aware that giving your digestive system breaks from continuous food intake through methods like intermittent fasting can offer potential benefits?
Personally, when I fast, I notice that I get to lose weight.
Health-wise, we are going to have a sound health system.
Experts say fasting helps the bowels rest and also assists the utilization of stored fats in parts of the body.
Blood sugar regulation is enhanced during the fasting period because the fasting period tends to increase insulin sensitivity in the body, which helps regulate the blood glucose.
As much as there are health benefits attached to food fasting, there are also disadvantages.
For people who have dyspepsia or peptic ulcer, prolonged period of fast may be detrimental to their health. And then those are the extremes of life. Elderly people and then infants. These are usually exempted from even religious fasts.
Apart from those who are sick, underweight, or breastfeeding, medical experts advise that everyone should fast from time to time, as fasting triggers several responses, including decreased inflammation, improved blood sugar regulation, promotion of healthy eating habits, amongst others. In Lagos, Adejoke Odeka, NTA News.
We're done with our contribution from Lagos. Nationwide will continue with Nolin in Abuja after this break.
Welcome back to Abuja on Nationwide. Nigeria is a work in progress that is poised to make a huge difference under the current administration, especially with critical external support. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu stated this while granting audience to spouses of heads of missions to Nigeria in her office. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
Wife of the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria, Sigalit Freeman, led two other members of the Association of Spouses of Heads of Mission to the office of Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, for the visit.
We are seeing what you are doing for your people.
Well aware of our interest in promoting the well-being of vulnerable groups in the country, the group is in our office to bring her up to speed on its activities and seek ways of collaboration.
And this year we decided to choose NGO that focusing on education, and we hope that together with you, First Lady, we can fulfill our mission in our group and to try to do our best to bring education to all the kids in Nigeria.
Have you heard about Amajiri?
Applauding the group for using its platform to raise resources for training female educators and bringing education into underserved communities across the country, the First Lady was quick in pointing their attention to the Amajiri and out-of-school children's situation in the country.
It's quite daunting. The challenge is quite daunting, but we are doing whatever we can, also looking for assistance in, wherever we can get from. And, it looks quite promising. I have an appointment later in the year with another organization who I believe they can help with this children who are seeking for Islamic education, and their own situation is like the type of education we are planning and proposing for them is to be like a boarding school.
Promising partnership with the group, The First Lady says more should be done to address the challenges of the weak in the society.
Social security is very top-notch. I'm not an American, but I learned from the system, and I knew that is something we should have. We are going to set certain things in motion, set the foundation of other things that we believe that other governments, even when we are done here, that because even if we have 8 years, it's not enough to do whatever we want to do, but still we want to leave some foundation that will be solid.
As the first major step towards achieving its plans, the group is set to host a gala night to raise resources for its project. In the State House, Adini Itaiwu, NTA News.
Governor Umar Namadi has launched the distribution of food palliatives and empowerment tools to support residents of Jigawa State, particularly in Dutse local government area. The event that held at the Dutse local government area secretariat saw the disbursement of financial aid, food items and various empowerment equipment to beneficiaries. Mohammed Musa Askira reports.
As part of the initiative, 200 beneficiaries received 50,000 naira each, 200 individuals received 25 kg bags of rice, 30 sewing machines, 15 vulcanizing machines, 15 borehole repairing tools, and 15 grinding machines were also handed over to selected individuals. Also, 100 bags of 100 kg of millets and 100 bags of 100 kg of maize were provided for distribution. In a separate development, Governor Namadi attended the graduation ceremony of 551 students who completed ICT vocational training programs at the banquet hall of the government house in Dutse. Speaking at the event, the governor affirmed his administration's commitments to youth empowerment, announcing that the graduates will be supported with cash grants and brand new laptop computers to enhance their contributions to the state's development.
We are making is to ensure that our young men and women remain focused, to ensure that they have contributed effectively to our journey to Greater Jigawa.
You know how prestigious a certificate from this university is and how much it costs to study there.
We really appreciate all your efforts in all the empowerment of education technology.
The dual initiatives, stakeholders say, underscore the government's dedication to reducing poverty, empowering citizens and promoting economic self-reliance in Jigawa State. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
From Dutse, we take you to Bauchi, where the Northeast Development Commission collaborated with the Nigerian Television Authority, Bauchi, donating vital equipment that will assist programming and community outreach initiatives. The support, according to the Commission, is in recognition of the NTA's public enlightenment strategies on peace building. Muazu Hassan reports.
This is the formal handing over of the equipment comprising a modern editing computer, 4K Sony camera, and 10 kVA electricity generator to the Nigerian Television Authority.
NDDC is always willing and wishes to collaborate with NTA to promote peace and sustainability.
Receiving the support on behalf of the Director General of NTA, Abdulhamid Dembos, the General Manager NTA Bauchi Fati Isa said, NTA as a leading television station in the country remain guided by the professional ethics.
This support of this great equipment will go a long way in boosting our service delivery. We are very, very, very happy to receive such an equipment from you. And I am hoping that this mutual and cordial relationship will continue.
The support is the demonstration of the Commission's determination to develop in the entire northeastern region affected by the insurgency. In Bauchi, Moaz Hassan, NTA News.
A new Nigeria is possible where religion, tribe and other primordial considerations are not prioritized for coexistence and nation building. This is the picture that zoomed the images of Nigerians during an interfaith iftar, breaking of fast, organized by the Confederation of APC support groups. Abubakar Akwanga has details.
It is time for the break of the Ramadan fast, and gathered here are Muslims and Christians for a moment everyone has long waited for. The unity break of fast organized by the Confederation of APC support groups.
You can see now the length, as I mentioned earlier, and the Muslims during this, as Ramadan is on, we are together. We have eaten, we drunk together, and we hope for good. So it signifies, as you asked that question, unity and unity. And we pray that Allah will continue to bless this country. The only few problems that we have, we believe with prayers, we will overcome all. The issue of armed banditry.
Prayers were offered for the peace, stability and progress of Nigeria and Nigerians, with a call to support governance at all levels and assist security forces in overcoming challenges of crimes and criminality. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
In other news, with the official launch of Service Delivery e-Feedback Portal by the Savicom Presidency, more certified services will be delivered to citizens by service providers in government institutions nationwide. National Coordinator and Chief Executive Officer of Savicom Presidency, Nnenna Akajemili, expresses the confidence that the achieved milestone will raise the performance bar on public services. Kenneth Ananim reports.
The Commitment 11 of National Action Plan 3 of Savicom mandates the agency to establish a technologically based e-feedback platform to enable service of takers, assess quality service delivery from government ministries, departments and agencies. Having launched the e-feedback portal, the National Coordinator and Chief Executive Officer of Savicom Presidency, Nnenna Akajemili, is urging citizens to take advantage of the engagement platform to lay their complaints or commendations, as the case may be, regarding service delivery, thereby participating actively in governance. It is also a platform for Savicom to adequately supervise, track implementation, and appropriately appraise service of MDAs.
Now they are going to have more levels of interaction. And so if you have a complaint, looking at all the promises in the service charter, so people can now give a feedback on their service experiences. And this makes for enhanced inclusivity in service delivery process and driving satisfaction.
While the portal will be properly institutionalized in the MDAs for effective service delivery, chief executive officers of various government institutions are expected to be committed to the process and truly connect government and the people through efficient service delivery. It was also an engagement to validate Savicom's service charter, get explanations and updates on Savicom activities, including end of program review of OGP International scheduled to hold in Kenya this month. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
Okolo is a strategic point in Ilorin, the Kwara state capital, connecting the north to the western part of Nigeria. Despite the federal government's effort at making the Okolo expressway motorable and an accident-free zone by dualizing the road, automobile accidents are a frequent occurrence in the area. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya takes a look at the causes and how to avert the recurring accidents at Okolo.
Okolo area is a highly bustling community situated along the Ilorin-Jeba Expressway. It is a major route for commuters coming from northern parts of the country to the west. As a key transit point, Okolo attracts people from various parts of the country, facilitating the exchange of goods and services. The reconstruction of Jeba-Ilorin-Ogbomosho Highway, which runs through Okolo by the federal government, has, however, increased the traffic volume on the road. Despite this, The rate at which accidents occur on the road has assumed a worrisome dimension, with many road users losing their lives in the process. Just last month, 15 people tragically lost their lives in a fatal accident involving 2 trucks, while several people sustained injuries. Another woman and a child were also crushed to death while waiting to board vehicle at Okolowo.
Before this time around, we foresaw things happening at Okolowo Junction, knowing fully well how rowdy that place. And that was why we lied to the state government to help us put speed bumps or speed breakers.
Many of the trailers were taken one way, while others overtake recklessly in a way that endangers people's lives. I spoke with some motorists and those staying around the axis.
We need bump so that it will be giving them stopover before approaching the main point. They can help us do the speed breaker. If they do the speed breaker, it will be good. There will not be accident again.
Inasmuch as there is need for government to put a lasting solution to recurring accidents at Okolowo, a robust sensitization campaign would also go a long way in safeguarding the people from preventable accidents. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya, NTA News.
And still staying with Aisha Abubakar Yahaya in Ilorin, she's standing by for more on the situation at Okolowo in Kwara State. Aisha, good evening to you, and can we hear your submission on this worrisome situation? Aisha, can you hear me, please? All right, it appears we cannot connect with Aisha audio-wise. We may likely take her in the course of the bulletin. More hub managers have been empowered with digital skills and knowledge to drive innovation in the country's ecosystem. Ayodeji Makinde reports that this capacity building is at the instance of National Information Technology Development Agency and Office for Nigeria Digital Innovation.
The proliferation of small, medium-scale enterprises in the country is of concern to the National Information Technology Development Agency. As they grow in numbers, the need to infuse technology as essentials of businesses dominated this training for hub managers in the country. Business hub managers from the 36 states and the FCT participated in the IPAC Cohort 4 on-site training with a renewed vigor to engage in disruptive innovations in their respective localities.
Each startup will create 5 jobs. When you do that, you have 740 direct jobs, and that will create 7,400 indirect jobs.
This has massive impact. From an innovation perspective, it will amplify the work that NIDA is doing with digital literacy, and it will ensure that young people are inspired to adopt technology and to become enthusiasts or innovators solving problems in their own communities.
Everyone that I know we work with, I'm going to be having some intensive trainings with them, trying to reshape their mindsets to see what I have seen that we have not seen before.
It gives us the opportunity to bring all of the experiences and insights that we've had over the years building City Hub to supporting them and building their capacity to be able to build a thriving innovation ecosystem in their states as well.
As Nigeria's Startup Act is being implemented, there are concerted efforts to ensure that enterprise support organizations facilitate the vision to make each state in Nigeria a hub for digital innovation. In Abuja, Ayodeji Makinde, NTA News.
Asmao Habibu Shagari is in our Sokoto studios for more on Nationwide. Hello, Asmao, it's over to you.
Hello and welcome to Sokoto on Nationwide. Following signing of a memorandum of understanding between Sokoto State Government and traders leadership customers have acknowledged a drop in price of essential commodities in comparison to their initial cost. This came to the fore when the State Committee on Sales of Food at Subsidized Price, led by the chairman, Chief Abdullahi Dattijo, paid unscheduled visits to some of the sales points in Sokoto metropolis. Elhata Abdullahi has details.
The skyrocketing of prices of basic commodities during the month of Ramadan, Sokoto State Government came in with the idea of providing cash support to trader groups of commodities aimed at helping to bring down the prices. This led to the signing of MOU between government and the traders. However, based on complaints of non-compliance to the pact by some of the traders, the Committee on the Sales of Subsidized Food sets out on a random visit to some of the designated sales points on a fact-finding mission and to effect correction. Most of the sellers interviewed acknowledged receiving the financial support, which they say made them to reduce the prices. Chuso Abdullahi Dattijo is the chairman of the monitoring committee.
I have to say that I'm highly impressed with what I have seen. And it is not only me that saw it. Together with you, you saw what we have seen. That those selling groceries and vegetables, they have come out, they did what we asked them to do, and they did. The government will try as much as possible to make provisions for such provision like this one, inshallah.
In all the places visited, prices of commodities such as Irish potatoes, eggs, fruits and vegetables captured in the deal with the government have come down significantly compared to their prices prior to the signing of the agreement. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
In a strong call for community-driven progress, the Sultan of Sokoto and President General Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Muhammad Saad Abubakar, has charged district heads across the state to take the lead in implementing initiatives that meaningfully improve the lives of their people. The directive was issued during a high-level meeting at the Sultan's Palace, where discussions centered on grassroots development. Abdullahi Umar Ilalu reports.
The Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence Muhammad Saad Abubakar, represented by the Wazir in Sokoto, Professor Sambo Ali Junaid, called on the district heads to place the welfare of their people at the forefront of their duties. Commending their dedication to peace, security and grassroots development, the Sultan applauded the leadership of local authorities across the state. He also lauded the Sokoto state government for its impactful initiatives, assuring continued collaboration and unwavering support from the Sultanate Council. In a humanitarian efforts update, the chairman of the Sokoto State Zakat and Waqf Agency, Malam Lawal Maidoki, announced the state government support for over 4,600 orphans. The relief package includes 9,200 bags of 50 kilogram millet, 9,200 bags of 25 kilogram rice, textile materials, and a cash gift of 5,000 naira per beneficiary. Maidoki also extended gratitude to philanthropists across the state for their generous contributions to vulnerables, including those affected by banditry across the 23 local government areas of the state. From Sokoto, Abdullah Omar Ilalu, NTA News.
And that is our contribution from Sokoto. Is back to Nolin in Abuja for the continuation of the news.
Thank you very much, Asmao. Now to sports news.
General of National Institute for Sports, Professor Olawale Morukola, has assured stakeholders in the sports cycle that the institute will continue to produce quality coaches and administrators that will make the country proud globally. During the 2024-25 matriculation ceremony, the DG confirmed that programs of the institute have been accredited by the National Board of Technical Education, while other ones are also on the pipeline in order to provide necessary skills for the relevant jobs, positions in the public and private sectors within and outside the country. Among the new students are former Super Eagles captain Joseph Yobo, Rangers international coach Fidelis Elechuku, and Daniel Ogumudede of Remo Stars. Talking football, Nigeria's under-17 girls football team, the Flamingos, are set to take on South Africa's under-17 girls this Saturday in Ikene for the second leg of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifiers. The Nigerian girls won the first leg by 3-1 in Pretoria, South Africa. Still talking football, the 2024-25 Lagos State Football League will kick off on March 19 across various centers in Lagos State. The draws and unveiling of the league was held at the State FA Secretariat with 14 men teams and 10 women teams set to feature this season.
I expect
more grassroots football improvement, proper assessment of coaches, recommending players from this level to the state team, and then also from here to the national teams.
In para-swimming, about 40 para-swimmers would have the opportunity to undergo a 5-day scientific training and analysis program at the National Stadium, Lagos. The event tagged Governor Para-Swimming Classics would hold from the 17th to the 22nd of March 2025, with a training aimed at giving Nigerian para-swimmers a scientific model of training that will enhance podium performance.
This is the ability of infusing both the physiological and the biomechanical aspect of science of training. Now, not the science of training alone, but science of training para-swimmers. Because you have two things you have to look at. You look at their physique and you look at the water.
We are lobbying the National Sport Commission and the LOC of the Gateway Games to make sure para-swimming come on board.
Sports update, Gift George, NTA News.
The sports update there concludes Nationwide today. Thank you so much for watching. I am Nolene Ebel Ame. Good evening.